who are on the live stream. So it's Tuesday morning my time, 10 a.m. Australian Eastern time, and 7 p.m. Central time in the United States of America on a Monday night, that we will be going live every week, or most weeks, I should say. I won't promise every week. So we've got with us, or I've got with me here, Stella, who's one of the Verve students and interns. So Stella, do you want to say a little bit of a hello? Just say where you are from and what you do.
Good morning from the land of Singapore. Hi. Yeah, so what do I do? I'm actually retired. I'm already, as you can see by my hair, I'm already a senior. We consider it here a senior. But yeah, still young at heart.
And you teach and you train privately. You teach and you train and you care for a number of women behind the
Yes,
scenes, don't you?
yes,
You're a
yes.
quiet piece of napalm bomb that actually goes off and impacts for the kingdom. So I think it's important that people start to know who you are in terms of what it is that you do and what you bring, that we can all impact people in our own sphere of influence. Now I'm going to go through the prophetic weighing that I require, or I request people go through. I'll just get Instagram started as well. Sorry, forgot to click that button. So if you would like a word, I would love for you to please comment, I would like a word. Why do we do that? It's because we don't believe in releasing a prophetic word over someone without their consent. That's the first thing. It's about honoring the person that is receiving the word. We don't walk around thinking that the gift of prophecy that we carry is so important that we must force it upon other people around us. That I've got all sorts of different testimonies where that has happened over the years, and that I've had to help people process when that has actually happened to them as well. It can become very distressing. So we don't prophesy over people unless they would like us to. So that's why we ask you to comment. Can I have a word, please? The second thing I ask, and I want you to understand, it doesn't matter how powerful the prophet, we're on this side of the cross. We're not in the Old Testament anymore. His spirit has been poured out on all flesh. Therefore, all of us can learn how to recognize and respond to the voice of God. We are all called to prophesy. In actual fact, Paul encourages us to eagerly desire all spiritual gifts, especially prophecy. Why? Because it is designed to encourage, comfort, and strengthen. So part of the prophetic etiquette that we ask is that we ask that you process what it is that is being released over you. If it doesn't resonate for you, you have full permission to flush it. If it does resonate, then we ask you to then take that word to God for further processing, because a prophetic word is merely an invitation into a further conversation with a loving God. It is not an end in and of itself. We will tend not to prophesy dates, mates, babies, significant moves and things like that, not knowingly anyway. And we ask that if a word like that comes, we ask that you weigh it carefully with people that you trust, that know your world and your circumstance. Because one, a word can sometimes be inaccurate. Two, it can be misinterpreted. Three, it can be inappropriate timing. So important to understand that a fitly spoken word, so a word that is told with a beautiful timing, is like apples of gold in settings of silver. In other words, it's an incredible gift. But when we give a word that's out of time, we can cause all sorts of a mess. And sometimes that happens as we all grow. So we also ask that you would say in the comments, yes, that resonated for me, or comment whether or not you want further clarification because you don't understand an aspect of it. Because we all come from different cultures. Stella's from Singapore. She's from a different culture. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. We often have students here from the United States of America, and different words mean different things. I can remember an American saying to me, everything you do, Beth, is over the top, which in America means it's full of excellence, is excellent. In Australia, that means that you're a right pain in the what. You're over the top, you're too much, in other words. So it hurt me, but she meant it as a compliment. And that is where we have to be so careful with our words. And when we're on social media, it's even more important, because we don't know you don't know us. There's no relationship there. So we want to be accountable for the words that are being released. And we ask you to weigh it carefully, flush it if it doesn't resonate, carry it forward with God, with further conversations with him if it does resonate, and be sure to process it properly. So if you want to learn more about processing prophetic words, there is a training on my website you can check out, but I'm not here to talk about that right now. So we have got people that we're looking at. There's no one on Instagram at this stage that's asking for a word. So I'll double check the chat. Yep, there's lots of people, so you can have a look, Stella. So the other thing that I want to say to those people that have been really rattled by what's been going on in the prophetic recently, we read at 1 Thessalonians 5:19-22, do not quench the spirit. We quench the spirit when we disallow prophecy. However, we must make sure that we're careful with how it is that we administer the gift. So it reads, do not treat prophecies with contempt, but test them all. Paul tells us, test them all. Hold on to what is good. Reject every kind of evil. 1 Thessalonians 5:19-22. Sometimes a part of a word can be accurate and sometimes part of it's not. So take what is good and discard what is not. You as a receiver are far more powerful than anyone that is going to prophesy over you, because you are the one, it's your agreement and it's your moving forwards towards that word that will empower the word in your life. It has no power if you don't agree with it. So I think that's what's really, really important. So there's a few people that are up saying that they would like a word. Is there anyone that you'd like to release a prophetic word over, Stella?
Okay. So
And
for Jan, can you hear me? Yeah. So
absolutely, yes.
for Janice, 2818, as I look at your name, this verse popped up. Um, in Psalms 139:14, it says, I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Your works are wonderful. I know that full well. So just to tell you that God created you in his mind. He knows you. He knows exactly um, every part of you. Every part of you is beautiful to him. Every part of you is was planned in his mind when he thought of you. He created you exactly that. So just to give you that assurance, he just wanted to tell you that. He just wanted to tell you that every part of you that he has created. And also the number 8 jumped off. So you are in new beginnings. 8 represents new beginnings. So the Lord is bringing you into a new beginning. Yeah, I hope that resonates.
And so please give the feedback. Now, for some people that are saying, well, that's a very generic word that God thought of someone and that he planned and there was purposes and things. But sometimes we need to hear that. It's like there's been times in my life, I've written about it in my book, when I've desperately needed to know that God saw me, heard me, and knew me, and he would show me things or bring a prophetic word through another person that was just, you know what, Beth, you're so loved by the Father. And sometimes that's exactly what we need to hear at that moment in time. So those people who are learning how to prophesy, don't discount even what you would think is the most simple of words. Sometimes they can change or save a life. I have actually got a testimony around that, but I'm not going to go there. Carol Bridgens, I know Carol, so I like to actually let people know if I know people. Full disclosure, it's important that we identify what we do know about a person, what we know through the natural, and what we don't know about a person, what is actually coming through, through listening to what God has to say. And Carol, as soon as I saw you pop on, and I know you were on last week as well, I sense that what God is actually saying is that you are like a bridge over troubled waters. And yes, I'm looking at her name, but that's what jumped out at me, and that's what I heard. And of course, there's that beautiful song that's sung. And I know that Carol in the natural, I know that Carol has in the past led worship. So she is like a bridge over troubled waters. That's what you are, Carol. And what I want to actually suggest to you is that you are about to cross over into a new season, and what that is going to look like is an acceleration in your prophetic gift. I feel that that bridge over troubled waters element in your immediate future, so I'm trying to ask God about timing for you, is all around the strategic. You're going to develop a strategist anointing where you're able to sit down with people. I think, Stella, there's something with your mic is happening, is sort of clicking a lot. I'm not sure if you want to just fiddle with it a little bit. But what I feel you're going to be stepping into is one who is able to sit down. I see you with ones and twos. Sit down and strategize with people about how to manage and negotiate troubling times, challenges. I see you with married couples and helping them in that area. Please let me know if this is resonating for your current season, or your immediate future season. But I also see you as a strategist that's beyond just marital situations. I actually see you as starting to step into the realm where you're able to sit down and help people know what the next step is in their walk with the Lord. And it's only the ones and twos for now, but do not despise small beginnings, because that's where you're going to hone that prophetic strategy gift, and it will start to grow as you are diligent and steward that part of the prophetic gift well. So I hope that resonates. God is a belief, not a fact. Okay, that's good on you, Bossy Boots. Love it. So, good evening, Frenchie. Sound the shofar, the Lion of Judah is roaring. Okay, so Nadia Smith would like a word, and Frenchie Boggs would like a word. Maggie from Instagram, and Marzi Herm. So if your name on Instagram or your handle, it doesn't actually include your proper name, could you just pop your name in and say, we would love a word? My name, like, I'd love a word, and then just put your name in there. It just makes it easier for us rather than referencing your tagline. So what a lot of people don't realize is that a lot, for a lot of introverts like Stella and myself, going live, we do it because it blesses people. Because we want to be pouring out and blessing people, but it's not comfortable. So sometimes you feel like a deer in headlights. So we've also got Crystal. I'm assuming your name is Crystal. So we've got Crystal would like a word. I'll pop that up. Stella, you let me know if you've got someone that you would like to give a word to. Let me have a look. So I'm just popping all of this up into the chat so that it's easy for Stella to see. So, and I know that there's a Peter that would like a word. He's a claim kit. So that's Peter. I still hear that, Peter Pumpkin Eater. Anyway, here we are. All right, Stella, is there someone that's jumping out for you that you would like to release a word over? All right, if not, then there's Nadia Smith. So what I want to say to you, or what I feel that the Lord is actually saying, that I would like to communicate to you, is that I feel that you have felt very ordinary in the past. And yes, we are all ordinary. This is one of the messages that I say I'm very ordinary, but with an extraordinary God. with an extraordinary God. What's the problem, Stella? With an extraordinary God, we can do extraordinary things. And so what I'm trying to communicate to you, though, Nadia, is that you are not an ordinary one. You shift into your mic for a minute, Stella, while you get yourself sorted out. This ricochet through. So just let me know and I'll unmute you if you like. You're about to step onto the stage of the next stage of your life, Nadia. I feel I'm just ordinary. There's no me here. And I think what he's saying is, no, you've been in process. And I think a lot of people are in process and they do not give themselves grace to go through doing. They cause a delay because God's like, so that which I want to give to you doesn't destroy you, but it grows your capacity. So I want to encourage you, Nadia, that what it is that he's hasn't gone away. You're in process. Do not give up as you're walking forward because it doesn't look like what you right now. We go through seasons growth and capacity increase. Then there's a bit of a rest, and then he breathes into us again, and we continue to move. How do I know me for the last 20 years? So Nadia, I want to encourage you. You're not extraordinary call on your life. You're just right smack bang in the middle of process. Do not give up. In a growth phase at the moment. So Stella, is there someone that you would like to give a No, we can't hear you now.
Can you hear me?
There we are. Yeah, I can hear you now. Don't you love it? I have technical issues. So is there anyone that you would like to give a word to?
Looking. You can just
Out Frenchie
yeah.
Boggs. Have you got someone, Stella?
No. You just go on. Yeah.
No. Okay. Frenchie Boggs. What an incredible name. And what it actually thinking of is in Ireland, there were I think I have this, but this is what I'm thinking of. There's these, I think they're like these big bog patches, and it's like made of peat, I think. And what's amazing about these bog patches on the moors in Ireland, but I would imagine if you walk across them when they're really damp, when they're saturated, you can sort of get stuck, you can get bogged down. And what's amazing about this substance, though, from what I remember from when I went to Ireland, right back in the early 2000s, I think it was, is that they used to use this peat moss to they would burn it. They would dry it out and burn it, and it would be a source of fuel. What I feel that the Lord is actually saying is that whilst you might feel like you are bogged down right now, you are being saturated in the presence of God, so that when you go out, when you are actually placed in the place that you need to be. So remember, a fire requires a fireplace for it to be effective. When you find the place, your people, your place, and your purpose, you will then be set alight by the Lord, and you will create a place of warmth and comfort for others to step into and to grow around you. I want you to understand that the process of trying to find your people, your place, and your purpose is a process. It's a process. So it's about asking God, where is it that I go? It took Andrew and I over a year to find the right church where we would step in, and we've been part of that church for a year and a half now. So we've had to be patient. We've had to allow people to get to know us. Allow patience. Allow your gift to make space for you. Walk with integrity once you find the place that you're purposed for. Walk with integrity and with patience, and things will open up for you. When we start to burn before time in an inappropriate place, we can cause damage, but a fire in a fireplace creates warmth, comfort. It's a place where people can gather to grow and be nurtured. So let us know if that is resonating for you. So I think that's really important. That's great, Carol. It so resonates and confirms what's been happening, especially the last couple of weeks. The very word I prayed yesterday was strategy, and all the other aspects you mentioned in those words. Thank God for this confirmation. I love it. Don't you love God? So if Carol had got a prophetic word last week, it might have been too early for her to have actually received it. But she's been praying. She's been, praying and got the word strategy. And here he is in his goodness giving the same word again, strategy. Okay, so how are we going, Stella?
We're good. Yeah. So, Crystal, I don't know. Crystal Large.
Yes,
Okay.
from Instagram.
Yeah, from Instagram. So, Crystal, um, because of what's happening with my earpiece and things like that, so there's like choppy and so the Lord highlighted your name, Crystal, and He just wants to assure you that you hear very well. You may have questioned that do I really hear Him or things like that, because there were some distractions that were going on, but the Lord is giving you the assurance that yes, you hear very well, crystal clear, that whatever He's been speaking to you, He has been speaking to you, and in the way that you hear, whether it is through seeing, through listening and things like that. So He just wants to assure you of that. Yeah.
That's good. So let us know, Crystal, in Instagram, if that's resonating for you. Maggie Estrada. I really feel like there's actually a lot of people on the call at the moment. I think this is for the body of Christ as well. We really are in a time of straddling seasons at the moment. But I do feel that you're in a process where you're actually straddling seasons as well. And you're feeling quite stretched. God's saying that sense of being stretched is just because you're finishing in one season and stepping into the next. When we move into new seasons, sometimes doors just shut and we wait and we're in a corridor season. Other times where it's like we're standing between two, and it can be quite uncomfortable because we can sense that the grace for the previous season is lifting, but we're not sure, and there's a feeling that there's something more and we're not too sure about what's happening. So that stretch that I sense that you're feeling at the moment is that you're in one season that you've been diligently serving in, and you know that there's a stretch to step into the next. I want to really encourage you. How you finish in a place is really important. So how you honor leadership that you've been serving, how you honor an employer that you might have been working. It could be work related. I'm not too sure. I'm trying to ask God for clarity. But is how you leave one place is important, because it will allow that it impacts how you walk into the next. Because you don't want to have to do some lessons again. There's some lessons that God just needs us to learn, not because He's mean or He's trying to stop us from stepping into the new thing, just because there are lessons of honor, regardless of how other people behave, lessons of honor and grace that we need to learn to conduct ourselves well as we step into the next season. So I feel that you are literally straddling seasons, Maggie, but it's going to be okay. Continue to worship. Continue to trust, continue to raise your voice to the heavens and declare His goodness over your life. I also declare healing, absolute healing over you in Jesus' name as well. So I think that's really, really important as well. Stella, have you got someone that's jumping out for you right now? So, okay, so we've done Crystal, All right. Eric, you're on YouTube. So it's so great. Janice, no, I can't see that your comment came through with the feedback, but that's okay. You can pop it in again if you like. So, Eric, what I sense is that you have a leadership gift on you. You're aware of that. There's a refining that the Lord is taking you through at the moment. So, what He does is He polishes and He makes us more resonant with love as He allows the challenges of life to nearly rub up against us. And I feel like you're right in the middle of that. You have incredible capacity, and He's saying the next lesson, I'm not saying that you don't know how to love, but the next lesson that you're really going to get is how to love really well. When we know how to love really well, then He knows that He can trust us with the many. And that can be tiring, and it can also be very challenging because we have our heart broken. But it's about as one of beautiful Monica, who was on last week. It's her birthday. Happy birthday, Monica. But it's like Monica wrote in a book, in her first book. She was being broken open, not broken apart. You will be broken open so that you can receive more of His love, not because you're not loving, but because He wants you to have more of that, so He can take you to what it is that He wants you to take you to in that leadership capacity. Don't feel like you've been left behind. Again, you're in process. Aren't we always in process? I mean, my goodness. Let me know if that resonates for you. That would be great. So Acclaim Kit is Peter. Stella, I still keep on hearing Peter Pumpkin Eater. I'm so sorry, Peter. I released that word over you years ago. I think maybe that word, if you still got that word, you need to brush that off, Peter. I think you need to brush that word off and process it. I don't know if you've still got it, but you certainly need to brush it off and have a look at it, because I think that God's waiting on you to step into that. Now, I can say that to Peter. He knows I love him. He's a really special person in Andrew's and my life, and he was an incredible, one. We looked up to him when we first became Christians, right back in the 90s. He's just this incredible person that was part of a connect group that we were a part of right back in the 90s when we were brand new Christians. Stella, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm looking at Priscilla.
Yep.
Yeah, and what popped into my mind is Priscilla in the Bible.
Yep.
From Acts. Yeah. So what what speaks to me is that you have a significant voice. Your voice is very significant, and you're very significant in the area of influence that you are in. And you have open doors. You are able to open doors and invite people in, and trust, believe that the things that you say is very significant, and it can speak into people's life, that you'll continue to use what God has given you for His kingdom. I hope that resonates.
Yeah. I'm just going to pin. Did I pin that accurately? I don't know. No. No, let me show it. I'm just going to show this. Sorry, that's covering your face, Stella, but I love this. So Janice has said, I had a word and it was not allowing me to respond. So trying again for the third time. So thank you for keeping on going, Stella. Yes, your word resonated with me. I needed to be encouraged today, and I was very off today, very discouraged. So it's really, really important to understand that sometimes we just, it's about being encouraged. It's about, about knowing that you're seen, known, and heard. And of course, let's see what Frenchie has to say. Creating warm places of worship for people to grow in their purpose and relationship with God. It is something I've done before, yet I know I'm in a new season and I'm being developed to clearly hear God for what He wants to do next. So that's beautiful as well. New beginnings. Let's have a look at what Janice says, new beginnings is significant as I was baptized August 1st and claimed new beginnings in this 8th month. I was the 7th one baptized. Well, there we go. So let's have a look if there's other people as well. If you've got something for Peter, because I know him, it'll be lovely if you could release a prophetic word over him, Stella. So while you're doing that, I'm going to release a prophetic word over Harry Busby, who's on YouTube. Harry, I actually see Harry Styles, and I think he's that jazz. Is he a jazz singer? He's a singer anyway, as far as I'm pretty sure. I should know, shouldn't I? But Harry, what I feel, what I feel the Lord wants me to communicate to you, that's on the Father's heart at the moment, is that He delights in hearing your voice. He delights in hearing your voice. You have a desire, or there's a stirring desire, perhaps, where you are starting to sense a call to become a watchman on the wall. You've got a beautiful voice that carries weight. It releases light in the darkness. And in those times when you become slightly discouraged, I want to say to you, know that God hears every single word that you shout in praise, every single word that you mutter under your breath for His help, praising Him and praying for people that you love and those that are around you. And He's saying, keep showing up in the secret place. I adore you. I want more of you, because it is time for you to step in and start to release the roar of the sound of His many rushing waters. Now, if you need me to clarify that, you might be a bit of a mystic, so you might understand that, Harry. If you need me to clarify that, please make a comment. So you've already released a word over Priscilla. Let's have a look. New beginnings. Amen. Sound of shofar. Yes, and amen. Maria Springer. I see a Springer Spaniel. Beautiful brown and white Springer Spaniel, Maria. You are excellent at retrieving those things that are lost. I feel that you actually function with a word of knowledge gift. It would not surprise me if your prophetic gift is reflected through a perceiving element. So what do I mean by that? If you're not sure about what that means, Maria, there's some teaching on YouTube and Facebook, take them down, but there's some teaching on YouTube where you can go back and learn about perceiving. But when you perceive, you don't feel, you don't see, you don't hear, you don't sense, you don't feel, you actually just know that you perceive things. It's like Luke 5:22, I think it is. I can look it up and just double check. But Luke 5:22, I think it's where Jesus talks about, let me double check. Yes, He knew what they were thinking. It's when the Pharisees were thinking, who does He think He is? And He perceived their thoughts. He knew what they were thinking. He knew that He knew. There you go, Maria. You are someone who just knows things. So I think that what's amazing is that you, with that knowing element, you can then retrieve words of knowledge, and then you bring them back to the one that needs to hear them, like a Springer Spaniel does in duck season. Now, I hate duck shooting, but that's what I can actually see. And you know how to carry that word with gentleness so that it is not damaged or destroyed. You've been refined in the fire at such a level that your heart has been softened so that you know how to release things well, and God can now trust you with more. So there's upgrade available on the table. So Stella, is there anyone that you would like to release a word?
Yeah.
Okay.
Peter, but yeah, Peter.
Peter.
But I don't see his name here.
No, that's okay. He is a claim kit. So that's a claim kit. So I know who Peter is because I know his tag.
Okay. So yeah, so when Beth was saying Peter, Peter Parker came. Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Yeah, so I was trying to, ask the Lord for more. Um, that he's able to, he has a spider sense, is internal danger. So uh, I'm not sure if Peter is an intercessor, but he gets download from the Lord the sense, like he has a spider sense, and he's able to get download from the Lord, and he senses things, and he's able to speak into those situations, that he'll be able to intercede, whether it's for people around him, for the nations, or even for the country itself. So he has a very strong spider sense. Yeah, so Peter Parker, and also he has supernatural strength. So the Lord is giving you supernatural strength in this season, Lord, to go through whatever that He's downloading. So I hope that resonates. Yeah.
So as I said, I know Peter, and yes, you're right. He is an intercessor, and he does. He gives warnings. He's actually been accurate with what he's actually communicated to me a few years back and things like that. So he's actually, that is, you've nailed him. Thank you, Stella. I'm so glad that came through you, because I know that about him. So if he heard that through me, it'd be like, well, of course you're going to say that. But he and there's been no collusion, because you don't know Peter at all, sitting in Singapore, didn't even know he was going to come on. So this is where, integrity in giving prophetic words is so important. So I'm just seeing Maria Spring have been through a really tough season. Wow. Okay. And it's resonating for you. So I know that if you've got funny tags, just let us know what your what your name actually is, because it's just easier for us to relate to you on there. Just say I'd love a word, and just dash, this is my name. Just scrolling back through the comments to have a look. So as we do this, Stella and I, we're tag teaming, doing the best that we can. So Nadia, we've given you a word. Frenchie. Okay, Marzia Hermes would love a word, as would, there was someone else as well. Marina would like a word. So Marina, what I actually hear for you is that your capacity is growing. You have an extraordinary capacity to carry the nature of God within you. Stop doubting yourself and start to let the streams of living waters flow. Unless you flow, we've got to step out of the boat. And I'm writing about this in my second book. We've got to step out of the boat. It's how we grow. It's one of the reasons why Stella and I are on the live now. There's no point us hiding in prophetic mastery and everyone just practicing their prophetic gift behind closed doors and being, yay, you did such a good job. And we love each other. And it's, we got to get out there. We've got to get out there, get out of the box. Got to be dangerous to the powers of darkness. And so I feel that God is gently suggesting to you, Marina, it's time to get out of the box. Start to let those living waters flow. You've got a prophetic gift. You do have a word of knowledge gift. I believe you've also got a healing gift. And of course, we have the fullness of of everything within us, because we've said yes to Jesus. If we have the Holy Spirit in us, we stir up the gifts and we release, which is what we're doing now. We are stirring up the gift of prophecy that we know that we have, and we are stepping out. So, Marina, it's time to go. And I feel like, I don't call people sweetheart, but I feel like he's saying it's time. God's saying it's time to go, sweetheart. He's highlighting you. Stella, is there anyone that you'd like to release a word over?
Not yet.
Nope. So I might just throw you in the deep end. It's like, you don't get a choice. Who are you going to prophesy over? Paola. I instantly saw a picture of a dancer. Paola, it'd be interesting to know if you actually are a dancer. But I saw a ballet dancer, and I feel that you've done years and years and years and years and years and years and years of training. years of training, and you've gone, well, hang on a minute, what am I training for? I feel that God's actually inviting you to go back into your previous prophetic words. There's going to be keys in there, and I am actually teaching on this at the moment as well. But there's going to be keys within those prophetic words that will unlock your destiny. I sense that you're frustrated, and I sense that God's saying it's in the prophetic words. Come back, pull them out, dust them off, and start to look for keys, because prophetic words are made up of two types of words: absolute promises and conditional promises. Absolute promises, he will make it come to pass. We don't need to do anything but thank him. But most prophetic words have conditional elements to it, which require us to step out. So I feel that he's saying to you, Paola, there is keys in your prophetic words. You've done the training. You're refined. You're ready to go. You're in the elite league. And there is a people, a place, and a purpose. Dust off those prophetic words, have a look for them, because the keys are in there. He's inviting you. He said, the training's been great, but you need to spend time with me. And there is actually a global call for us to step into the heart of the Father more profoundly, more regularly, with more focus. And I feel that that's especially so for you, Paola. And it will pay dividends in so many ways. In so many ways. All right.
Gerard Paul Granville.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I just got a picture of you walking into rooms, and you bring the joy of the Lord into the room. And yeah, the words that you speak just brings lightness to the hearts of people, especially those who are facing difficult times. But when you walk in and then when you speak, so your word carries wisdom and your word carries joy. So you are, when you walk into that room, definitely it just releases. It's like people just love to be near you, because there's a sense of, when they stand next to you, there's like joy resonating in their hearts. So I hope that speaks to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I'm just having a look at Instagram as well. We're getting some feedback. So some people have said it's resonated. Thank you, complete confirmation for Crystal. Stella says, thank you, complete confirmation. Maggie Estrada, thank you, Beth. I absolutely felt the stretch from my family life to community service for ABBA, as well as my service at church. Feel as if I will serve in a different area. You will. So you don't need to force a stretch. He's stretching you enough at the moment. So let me have a look as well. So there's Virginia Autumn Sky Design. I feel like what he's saying to you, Virginia, is that your time is not over. There's so much more. You're not. I don't know what your age is. I have no idea, but you're not. It's not finished. You haven't finished by a long shot. So I think that what's happening for you right now is God saying, Virginia, I want you to come and spend time with me. I think it really is a season for all of us to be spending time with him. Learn to recognize his voice. I'm going to actually be doing a 3-day training on foundational teaching in September. So keep an eye out for that. Virginia, you might want to join us. But learn to recognize his voice if you don't already know. And if you feel like you're not hearing from him, go back to your prophetic words, re-examine them. But he might be speaking a slightly different way, because he likes to mix it up. Why does he mix it up? Because he wants to draw us close. When he mixes up how he's speaking to us, he's not making it difficult. He's helping to grow us, but he's also causing us to have to come closer. And I think the further in our walk that we go, the quieter he talks sometimes, because he's saying, lean in, lean in. Lean in, listen to my heartbeat for your life and for those that are around you. So, Virginia, he has been asking you to lean in. And as you do, he will whisper sweet nothings. And those sweet nothings are not nothing, they are something, because it's what you need to truly believe for you to step into the next thing that he has for you. So I think that's really, really important. Let us know if that resonates. Now there was oh gosh, I've gone blank. I popped her up here. Marsia Hermes. You got a word for Marsia Hermes, Stella?
No,
Marzi Hermes.
not at the same.
So
I'll lean in.
that's all right. What I get is marzipan. Now, marzipan, of course, is we get it at Christmas time. I'm looking it up. It is a beautiful sweet. It's for some people. I'm just looking at what it is because I'm like, I know what it is, but I don't know what it is. For some people like it, other people don't. It's made from almond paste, and what I feel like it's from ground almonds and sugar. What I feel like is that you feel like that you've been through a bit of a nutty season. It's been a bit chaotic. But what the Lord is doing is he's actually adding the sweetness now so that you can then become that thing that people want to like. Marzipan for me it speaks of Christmas. We always had these Christmas, almond things and things like that in my house anyway. And I feel that what he's actually saying is that, when you come into the room, it's Christmas time. You know how to distribute gifts. You're carrying far more than what you recognize. I think many on the call are. And it's about spending time again with him. What do I carry? What is my purpose? I think so many of us are asking, they're saying, it's right in front of you, Marsia. It's right in front of you. Stop stressing over it. It's the very thing that you take for granted that everyone around you goes, when you walk in the room, it's like it all lights up and it's Christmas time. You bring gifts. Start to listen to what it is that people say about what it is that they love about you. And if you need to, ask some trusted people, when I'm in the conversation, what do you feel I bring? Because they will start to point out to you things about you that you think are normal, and they're just not. They're not normal. They're not average. They're you. And they're extraordinary. And that's the piece of the puzzle that God is saying you bring to the table for the kingdom of heaven. Do not discount covert ministry, because I feel like that you take what it is that you carry and then you package it in such a way, you release the love of the Father in such a way that other people can receive it well. Are you the psychologist? Are you the psychologist that I've spoken to years ago? Because that keeps on coming to mind. If it's not you, then I would actually say you do have a gift to learn how to listen to people and bring healing. You don't always have to mention the name Jesus or lay hands on them to be healed. You just release a word of encouragement, a word of nurturing even. And I see young people, young adults, teenagers being healed. So let me know if that resonates, because I can go further with that, but I don't want to start going down the pathway if I'm not hearing accurately. You see, we get our words weighed. 2 or 3 prophets speak and the others weigh. That's a structure that God has given us through Paul's writings to actually say we weigh and we listen and we ponder and we grow and we assess. Very, very important. Now, what about you, Stella? Anything anyone
Brenda.
popping up?
Brenda. Yeah, okay. So yeah, so what I saw was like you're in a season of battling and battling and battling. But actually, I saw a picture of the Lord just carrying you like a baby, like this, in his arm and just asking you to rest in his arm. He's just cuddling you and just showering you with lots of love. And I also saw a picture of a shield, like he's holding the shield. So whatever that's attacking you, he's blocking it. But he just wants you to cuddle in his arms, and he's just gonna shower you with his love. He's looking at you with such love in his eyes. If you could picture love in the eyes, yeah, that's what I receive for you. Yeah, I hope that resonates.
That's good. Now, this is going to be the last one. Thank you so much. Let us know if that's resonating. So it's 10:58 here, so we finish on the hour. We've got Anthony. Anthony? Anthony. Anthony's wife. As soon as I read Anthony's wife, I went, oh, Anthony and Cleopatra. And I was like, okay, what is it about Cleopatra? So I'm showing you process behind the scenes. But what I would say about that is that Cleopatra left a legacy. Yes, some good, some not so good. I understand that. We're pushing that to the side. So we don't take everything that we know about an individual in history, but it's like, what is it about Cleopatra that you want me to communicate, Lord? One, I feel that she's got a healing gift and that she needs to, if she's willing to, start to lay hands on the sick. Actually offer prayer to people. Anthony, I know Anthony's one of our students. He's stepping out and he's offering prayer and prophecy on the streets of Melbourne everywhere he goes. Well, maybe, when you're with your wife, maybe it could be great for her to actually say, you know what, is there sickness in your body? I'd love to pray for you. So that's the first thing I get. The second thing is that you're going to be leaving a legacy. You don't realize that what you're actually doing, sometimes when we're leaving a legacy that's greater than what we are walking in right now, we lose sight of the fact that it can look small in our own eyes, but a legacy requires deep foundations. Deep foundations take time. So I want to encourage you, Anthony's wife, that the legacy that you're leaving is requiring you to dig deep foundations. And you're sort of like, how much deeper do I need to go? And the Lord is saying, more, sweetheart, because the legacy that you're leaving for your children's children is far more significant than you could even dream or hope for. So what you were doing and what you were building is significant, and it's not just for your family, not just for your children's children, but it's got a societal impact. Now, I know they live in the western suburbs in Melbourne. It's going to have an impact in the area in which you live. Start with what you have in your hand right now, but it will turn into a regional impact. It could look like a ministry, but not a typical ministry. So don't jump at that. Allow process to actually develop. Oh, Marzia Hermes is your wife. There you go. Well, you've double dipped, Marzia, unintentionally. So that's interesting. So that's very, very interesting. Anyway, we are going to need to wrap up. We will be back on same time next week, just after 10 o'clock Australian Melbourne time, just after 7 o'clock Central Time USA, just after, is it 8 o'clock in the morning for you, Stella? I think
9.
It's 9 now, but 8 o'clock in the morning Singapore time. So
Yes.
Thanks, Stella, for jumping on and being courageous to actually turn up, show her face, and step out of the boat to prophesy. So well done, Stella. I just want to really, really encourage you. Please, in the comments, I read them all. Stella, have a look at the comments in YouTube and Facebook, just so you can get some feedback. Instagram, they disappear, which is a shame. Oh, actually, YouTube, I don't know if they stay on or not. But please comment, give assessment, let us know if it resonates. Weigh the word, do something with the word. Don't be a glutton with prophetic words and then do nothing with them. You've got to get out there and do something with them. It's so important. So we're going to say goodbye on Instagram. We'll catch you soon. So I'm just finishing up that, and then we're going to wind up here next time. Yes, 6 p.m. Mountain time. It is, and I think it's 5 p.m. Pacific. I'm not sure. Anyway, maybe 4 p.m. Not sure. Anyway, all sorts of different times in the middle of the night in Europe. Okay, share this if you want others to receive prophetic words next time we go live. Tag people, invite them along. You know, we're trying to do this every week so that we can bless people and also grow our gift. But we want to be accountable for the words that we are releasing. So we're going to wind up now. We'll catch you soon. Blessings and favor to you